Right now, I'm tracking a weather impact alert as the region prepares for elevated fire danger today and tomorrow.
Plus, with the potential wildfires, fire officials share what preparation looks like this week for you and their crews. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Laura Papetti. We appreciate you sharing your Tuesday with us. We're going to begin right here at the noon hour with a look at the weather forecast. Jenny Power is standing outside in the Outdoor Weather Center. And Jenny, it is a hot couple of days ahead.
Yeah, that is right, Laura. In fact, we're faced with some of the hottest temperatures of the year so far this afternoon. That, on top of the critical fire weather conditions, is why we have a weather impact alert for the day today as well as tomorrow. So let's break down some of our warnings because we've got a couple to go over. Right now, as we take a look at today, we are actually now seeing that red flag warning expanding to now include parts of eastern Washington. So that's kind of what we're dealing with into tomorrow. It is going to be a very similar scenario where we're seeing these widespread red flag warnings in place. So what you need to know is that new fires could start and spread rapidly under these conditions. As I'm outside here in the Outdoor Weather Center, it is a noticeably warm day already currently underway. The sun is shining. It feels very summer-like, and we're currently at 80 degrees in the Spokane area. As we take a look across the rest of the region, we're in the low 80s in Coeur d'Alene, 79 degrees right now for Sandpoint. We're at 83 degrees in Moses Lake, 81 degrees right now in Wenatchee. And as we take a look at other current conditions, our winds sustained here haven't been too bad, from about 10 to 15 miles per hour, but it's the gusts, even near 25 miles per hour, that could lead to that elevated fire risk because our relative humidity continues to drop. Anything below 30% is considered dry, and so we are seeing that across the region for most areas, but relative humidity could drop even further. So that's what we're going to be monitoring. A look at the daytime highs, the hottest again of the year so far, in a few minutes. Laura?
Jenny, thank you. With hot and breezy conditions in the forecast, just like Jenny talked about, local and state fire crews are in standby this week. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones spoke with fire officials about how they are preparing.
Well, when it comes to fire season, these dry months of the summer, fire crews tell me it's about 10 or 15 days that they consider critical burn days in terms of their overall approach of battling these fires and wildfires throughout the summer. Tuesday, today, and Wednesday, tomorrow, both are considered critical days, so they're included in that category. So it's just all about being fire aware and remembering to do your part to keep the overall community, the environment safe as well. So fire crews, they'll be, of course, ready. They've trained for these kind of moments year in, year out throughout the months. But you can also do some things to be prepared as well. That includes signing up for Alert Spokane, checking the forecast yourself, and having a to-go bag packed, especially if you live in a high fire zone with dry grass or foresty areas. And that to-go bag include needs like medicine and clothes for potentially several days. Depending on evacuation orders in place, you could be away from your home for an extended period of time. Again, I spoke with both the DNR and Spokane Fire about red flag warnings and the current conditions.
What that means is the fuels are dry enough and the wind will be moving fast enough that just about any spark could trigger a wildland fire. And so the most important thing that folks can do ahead of this weather pattern is exercise as much caution as possible. Be cognizant of what those burn bans are in your area, especially in Spokane County. There is a burn ban in effect right now.
You know, for us, fire on the ground this time of year, and we've already seen it. We've had some early fires. District 9 had the one that burned 14 homes, killed the one lady. Fire on the ground in this country is dangerous.
Again, so some good reminders and just a good refresher to remember to be safe, be aware of the particular fire threats here in the area with these hot and dry conditions. And something else to avoid, things like using fireworks, starting a campfire, dragging trailer chains, or driving over dry grass. Also, avoid using any type of yard work or doing any yard work that could potentially start some sparks as well in dry areas. For now, though, reporting here in Spokane County, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
All right, we continue to talk about fires. The Chelan Hills fire continuing to burn today. One person has already died, marking the second wildfire death in Washington state so far this year. Authorities have not said who the person is yet, but we do know they were trying to get away from the fire in a car and then smoke overtook them. The Chelan Hills fire exploded over the holiday weekend to more than 10,000 acres. It has destroyed at least a dozen homes and more than 100 structures. One person who lives in the area said they are fortunate to have made it out.
We lost everything, our house, we pretty much left with the clothes on our back. 60, 70 mile an hour winds came up and the wind shifted, and next thing we know, it's at our back door. And we were literally leaving the property as it was right at the back of our house.
Terrifying. More than 400 people had to evacuate over the weekend. Investigators are still working to figure out what sparked that fire. It will likely be several days before they know just how much was destroyed. 3 people are in police custody for allegedly being involved in a shooting in North Spokane. So court records show that 18-year-old Sage Aiken, 21-year-old Lerone Tullifree, and 24-year-old Terry Reifer were on the street near B.A. Clark Park at the time of the shooting. Surveillance camera footage obtained by police shows the group of men arguing with the driver of an SUV and then robbing him. The driver then shot at the group, who returned fire as they fled. A minor who was with them got hurt and had to go to the hospital. The 3 were charged with drive-by shooting and robbery and will be back in court, we're told, for their arraignment coming up on Thursday. Spokane Valley Police, the department is looking for 2 at-risk kids after they ran away from their group home today. This is what they look like. So if you have a moment to really focus on the screen right now. So there's 10-year-old Jaden McMahon. He is about 5'1" with blonde hair and green eyes. And then 12-year-old Zaquan M. Linton is 5 foot with black hair and brown eyes. Deputies searched the area where they live, but were unable to locate the pair. It is possible they may travel to the downtown area. Police say this has happened before. In the past, they boarded a bus heading north to the Deer Park area. So if you see them or know where they are, you're asked to call Crime Check. That number is at the bottom of your screen. All right, we want to congratulate Team Egypt as their 2026 FIFA World Cup run has officially come to an end. The team took on defending World Cup champion Argentina in Atlanta this morning. Egypt came out strong, a 2-0 lead with about 20 minutes left in the match, but then it took a turn and did not end in Egypt's favor. It ended 3-2. Team Egypt's team base camp for this year's World Cup was right here in Spokane. So again, we say congratulations to a great run.